Hello Gemini and welcome to the Green Woman Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks, which is from the 13th to the 27th of December 2021. And it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle. And this is the Kindred Fauna oracle that I'll be using today to draw a couple of cards from, just to start your reading off with. So let's see what's on the cards for Gemini for the 13th to the 27th of December 2021. What messages are here for Gemini for the next 2 weeks? What does Gemini need to know at this time? So let's just take that and that card. Let's see what you get. Right, you have point of view and eternity. So eternity speaks about the ending of something which is actually not final. It's sort of like the ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new one. How things, it's sort of allowing, it's about being able to release something in order to embrace something new. Things come to their natural conclusion in their own time, and when that happens, it's sort of an indication to move on, to allow yourself to slough the old and embrace the new. And then you've got point of view, which is sort of speaks about gaining a new perspective, looking at something from a different point of view, or simply questioning your point of view in a situation. So it's sort of depicted by a bird, and we know as they fly high above the landscape, they see the bigger picture. But let me read the lovely little poems that go with these. So you need to perhaps see the bigger picture in order to realize that something that may have ended or sort of is upsetting you because it's coming to an end, seeing the bigger picture may help you realize that it's just a cyclical thing. So eternity, stand outside the river of time with me and remember that you are a sacred being made of light and stardust. There is no sound here, no words, just the vastness of being. So it's time, divinity. And then with the point of view, perspective and wholeness. The higher I fly, the clearer my perspective becomes. What seemed like chaos is a patchwork world of beautiful order, and above me is the bright moon. The path to my goal is clear. So it's lovely poems there. But anyway, let's see where the rest of the reading takes us. So let's see what's on the cards for Gemini for the 13th to the 27th of December 2021. What messages are here for Gemini for the next 2 weeks? What does Gemini need to know at this time? And this is the textured tarot that I'm using today, just to put down a 8-card spread for you, Gemini, with the first 2 cards depicting you in your current situation, where you are now. And the next 2 cards highlight the challenges that you may be facing at this time, with the following 2 cards offering you some guidance from divine energies as you move towards the last 2 cards, which may reveal your possible outcome to this time period. It'll show the energies that you're moving towards. Ooh. So we'll start with that one, the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. That's very positive, actually. Your challenge there is the Two of Cups and the Six of Wands, with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords as your guidance, and you move towards the Five of Wands and the World. Okay, what's at the bottom of the deck? The Four of Pentacles, stability, security, but sometimes holding on too much to things that are of value to us, not wanting to let go. In holding on to this sense of value or the sense of stability, you may sort of cut out potential for further joy and enhancement. Because where you are now is actually in a very stable and joyous position. Actually, you've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. This is about, you know, having built up something, stability, a legacy that's been built up, something that can be handed down to further generations. So there's that sense of security, stability, and abundance about you. And it's socially a high point. This Three of Cups is about that connectivity with those around you in a harmonious way. It's a sort of comradeship and celebrating something with others. You could well be celebrating what you've built up. However, you're challenged by a lack of success, you know, a sense of not... The Six of Wands usually denotes success, a successful campaign, and the acclamation of that. And as it's in your challenge position, it sort of may suggest that perhaps, although there's this stability and this comradeship, there's this feeling that your success isn't being noted, or you sort of feel there's some incompleteness in that success. Perhaps that incompleteness is indicated here in the Two of Cups, which is about union of opposites, or sort of like the coming together of two in what could be a celebratory manner. So perhaps there's, although you have people around you and on a surface level there's a sense of togetherness, a deep connection seems to be lacking, and a sense of being appreciated for your successes is not there either. The Ace of Swords in your guidance sort of suggests this is simply a moment of epiphany where you get a new perspective of where you are. And with that realization, there is the potential to create new things, to move on. Sort of suggests here with realizing or having a moment of epiphany, you're invited to make a transition. This is often, with the Six of Swords, it sort of suggests this transitionary period will be, it may be difficult, but it'll certainly be assisted. And you've got, as you see, you've got two sixes here in a row. I mean, in the same row, in alignment. It just seems that it's sort of, you know, it could be difficult time for you, because it sort of depicts what is stable and with company. And here you have even, you know, perhaps something you're holding on to. You may begin to question the depth of this, and thereby sort of be wanting to move on. But in moving on, you meet challenges, you meet sort of a series of difficult challenges. But, you know that you have the strength and the ability to work through them. These are small challenges. These aren't unsurmountable difficulties. Perhaps what this moment of epiphany even brings out is a realization of a lack of alignment of energies amongst those around you. And then once you realize that, you begin to deal with it. And that's your moment of, or your time of transition from difficulties, from things having been stirred up, towards a more complete and wholesome sense of being. And if as you go through that difficult time, you sort of move on to a new phase, a new beginning, and a sense of completion. You have the world at the end of your reading, which is like a very positive card. And that sort of depicts things coming full circle, which is sort of here with your eternity card. It, along with that sort of completion, there's a new beginning, stepping into a new phase. So I get a sense here that although where you are is so comfortable you don't want to move from it, something rips the stability of that, and there's this questioning of the depth of this connection and the meaningfulness of the success, and that sort of begins. Your point of view is changed, the way you see things is altered, and you begin a new transition towards a phase of sort of like a new stage of life, a sense of maturity and completion. But it's sort of a journey, it's sort of a difficulty that you endure in order to get there. And sort of looking at this card, it makes me feel that there's a lot of clash of wills that this involves. If everyone is sort of complacent in a outwardly stable and happy environment, if someone has a moment of epiphany and stirs it up, it does sort of result in a few it does lead to altercations and words that may be hurtful. However, it's all part of you just growing, really, and this is where you're leading towards new growth, a new phase, and sort of a more complete sense of wholeness and success. So there you have it, Gemini, a slightly difficult time moving on from what is on the surface a stable and rich, sort of abundant environment where there's sort of happiness and joy, but through a new perspective, beginning to question the depth of your connection with people around you, and a sense of not being appreciated for the success and accomplishments that you have attained, which may be this. But with the Ace of Swords, this is seeking the truth. This is about wanting to find your integrity and voice that and be true to who you really are. And sort of that begins a transition. Now, this transition may be difficult. You move through choppy waters, but it's a guided transition with the Six of Swords. And that you move through the turmoil of the realization, or the turmoil that the realization has churned up, but ultimately you move towards a deeper sense of completion, a new phase, a new role to step into, and sort of a more wholesome and longer lasting sense of completion and cause for celebration once again. So there you have it, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you, and if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons, and then have a good 2 weeks, and God bless you till we meet again.